Hello everyone and welcome. In this video, I'm going to teach you the basics of HTML. So HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language, and it is the basic building block of the web. So any website you go to out there is going to have an HTML structure, and then you can add stuff like CSS to style your web page or JavaScript to add interactivity. Now, this is a really easy language to learn, and it's also really fun, so you don't need to have any prior knowledge, and some people don't even consider this a programming language, but I'm going to leave that to your criteria. So all you need to learn HTML is an IDE, so the place where you're going to run your code. The IDE that I recommend and that I use is VS Code. You can literally just go to Google Chrome or whatever browser you use and type VS Code and download it from there. And then inside of VS Code, we're going to install some extensions. So I'm going to go here to these kind of blocks here, which are the extensions, and you can install any sort of HTML support extension. Just type HTML and install whatever extension you like. And then you need to install something called the live server. So the live server is a really cool extension which allows you to see your HTML page in a development server in your computer, in your browser, live. So every time you do a change to your HTML file, you're going to see what that change actually looks like in the website that you're building as you're doing the changes. So that's really useful. And now that we have that, you can also install a code formatter, which is called Prettier. This is a very popular extension. It is not totally necessary, but if you want, you can install it to help format your code and kind of automate that for you. So with that said, let's actually start writing some HTML. So I have a folder open here. You can go to File and click Open Folder, and then you can click on any folder on your computer and open it. And in here, I have an image. I'm going to explain why in just a moment. But in here, I'm going to create a new file called index.html, like so. So index.html is a conventional name for the home page of your website. You don't need to call this index.html, it's just a convention. Now, the way HTML works is you're going to have some components called tags. And the tags are anything in between these angular brackets, and then another set of angular brackets with a slash inside. And the name of your tags is going to be in between these angular brackets. So I can create a tag, for example, called person, like so, and then person here as well. So this is going to be my opening person tag, and this is going to be the closing person tag. And then the way HTML is formatted, let's just call it that, is you're going to have tags inside of tags. So you're going to have components inside of components. So for example, I can make this person tag a parent component or a parent tag, and inside of here, I can create child tags. I can say, for example, name, and this is going to be a child tag. And then inside of name, I can create more child tags. I can say, for example, first, like so. And I can also say, for example, last, like so. So all of these are going to be tags. This is going to be the parent tag of the name and first and last tags. This is going to be the parent tag of first and last, and so on. And this is how HTML is going to work. Now, none of these are actual HTML tags. I was just giving an example there. So let's actually create some HTML. I'm going to type a exclamation point, and I'm going to hit enter here. This is going to give me this really nice autocomplete. And I'm going to explain what this actually does. So first of all, doc type. This is going to give information to the program about what type of HTML you're using. So this just basically tells the program that we're using HTML as our language and also specifies the version of HTML that we're using. That's all this is doing. Now notice this only has an opening tag. This doesn't have a closing tag. And that's because some tags in HTML only have an opening tag. Some of them only have closing tags. It really depends on the tags, but most of them have both opening and closing. All right, then we have this HTML tag here, which ends down here, and this is going to contain all of the components of our page. So all the HTML for our page is going to go in here. And then this language here attribute, you're going to learn what that is in just a moment, is just going to be the language of our page. You don't really need to specify this. You can just leave it like this, but it's also nice to do it. So then we have a head. Well, the head is going to contain all of the metadata of your website. And by metadata, I mean the data that's inherent to your website, but it's not going to be directly rendered onto the screen. And then the body is going to contain the actual HTML components of your website that are going to be rendered. So to show you what I mean, I'm going to right click on my mouse and I'm going to click open with live server. This is going to open that development server I told you about. Let me actually open these side by side like this. So let me delete this title right here so that you can see what metadata actually is. So as of now, the name up here of my website is going to be this number, you don't have to worry about that, slash, and then index.html, which is the name of my file. Now, if I actually set this title property to be hello, and in order to do that, I just have to say title, close the tag, and then say hello in between the opening and closing tags. And notice that up here, now the name of my website is going to be hello. So this is not actually going to be rendered directly onto the website, but it's going to be inherit data about the website and therefore metadata. Now, this char set right here, it's going to be the characters encoding for our website. So if I actually hover over this, it's going to say this attribute declares the page's character encoding, just like I said. So this constitutes metadata. And this right here, let me actually zoom out here a little bit so that you can see, oops, too much. And this is going to say name viewport. This is actually the area that the website takes up in your device. And then it's going to say content, and the width is going to be the device width, and the scale is going to be 1. So this is going to ensure that a website can run on different devices with different dimensions. Okay. Now let me show you actual HTML components that you can have in your website. So the first one is going to be a heading. Now there are different types of headings. They go from 1 to 6 with decreasing dimensions. So H1 is going to be the biggest heading. I'm going to say hello here. And this is going to be like the main title of your website. And then you can have subtitles, which are going to be the headings from 2 to 6. So this is going to say my subtitle, like so. So this is going to say hello, which is my actual title, and then my subtitle. And like I said, these can go up to H6. Then we can have the paragraph tag. This is actually going to be just running text, plain running text. So I can say this is a paragraph, like so. And it's going to display my heading, which is hello, and then my paragraph, which is going to say this is a paragraph. So the next component is going to be an image. Now, an image is only going to have an opening tag. You don't need a closing tag for an image because you can't put anything inside of an image. Now, I'm going to delete this alt property right here, or attribute, or whatever you want to call it. I only need this source right here. So source is going to have the actual image that you want to display. And by the way, when you have this like name or property equal to something, this is going to be called an attribute or a property, just like I said. Sorry, I feel like that I explained that really poorly, but basically this is going to be an attribute of my image, is going to be inside of my opening tag, and it's going to be equal to this image that I have right here. I'm going to say robot mace.png, which is going to be my image. Now, as you can see, my image is going to be displayed here. Now, this is a huge image. I'm going to put the width here as 40, and the height as well is going to be 40. So all of these are going to be properties or attributes of my image. First, I have a source, the actual image, then a width, and then a height. Okay, now the next thing I want to show you is an A tag. So the A tag is going to be a link. So whatever you want to put in here is going to be the source, or like not the source, the URL to which you're going to redirect the user. So if I type here HTML and I grab this source right here and I paste it right here, this is going to be a huge, sorry, I keep saying source, but it's URL. This is going to be a huge URL. And here inside of the tag, I'm going to say, click me, like so. And let me actually come back to my page, and I have here a link that says click me. And if I click on it, it's going to take me to that website that I was at before, or not a website, but this page that I was at before. So let me actually go back, and in here, I can actually define another property, which is going to be called target. I can do this, let me just make this a little bit smaller, not this right here. And yeah, this is a really big link. It's fine. I can just put it before the href property. So let me make this bigger again. And I'm going to set the target here, like so. the target, and the target is going to be underscore blank. So what this means is whenever I click on this link, this is not going to, it's not going to stay on the same page that I'm at. It's going to open this in a different page. So if I click this, or a different window, this is going to be opened in a different window as long as I add this target attribute right here. Okay, so the next thing I want to show you is an unordered list. So unordered list, as opposed to ordered list, is going to be the UL tag. And inside of the UL tag, I can have a bunch of LI tags, like so. And this is going to be the actual elements of my list. So I can say something like, hello, and this is going to be an element of our list. I can add another one, LI here. Let me say user, exclamation point. And this is going to create a list that says hello user, an unordered list. Now, if I change this here to be OL, so ordered list, this is actually going to display the elements of my list in an ordered fashion. So first hello, one hello, and then two user. Now, the last thing I want to show you is going to be a comment. Now, a comment is going to be completely ignored by the program. The program is not going to do anything with it, and it's just going to ignore it completely. And you can use comments just as notes for yourself or for other programmers that come look at your code. So in order to write a comment, I'm going to say angular brackets and then exclamation point and two dashes like this. And here I'm going to say this is a comment, like so. And this is going to be a comment. Like I said, it's going to be completely ignored by the program, and it's just going to serve as a way to have notes for yourself or other programmers. So this is it for the first HTML video in this series. As you've seen, we've created a really small and ugly website, but I think it's really nice for the first thing that we're going to be doing in HTML. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was easy to understand, and I'll see you in the next video.